Fields.
Cody Smith.
And welcome to the Wall News Podcast, your digital Main Street. We got a great show for you. We got two guests today. We got Coach Pietsch of Peaches and Cream, and we also have the Bobby Scholl Foundation coming back to speak about what happened last Monday. We were witnesses to an extraordinary event.
It was very good.
Yeah, we have fun. We're also going to talk about my emceeing.
I'm also glad you're back this week on time.
I'm on time. I'm
you're
not
dressed better. You don't look like MSG threw up on you.
I knew you were going to say that. Well, you got to be happy because the Rangers have lost.
That's true.
The last two.
But ultimately, they're going to win the series.
I don't know. I mean, Monday's game was just awful.
Yeah, they didn't even show up.
They didn't show up. Like the Knicks, and we'll talk about the Knicks later, they didn't show up, a couple nights ago, but they showed up last night.
Yeah,
it was Sunday. It was Sunday. They lost by 30. It was ridiculous. But the Knicks are winning with like G League guys.
Yeah.
Miles McBride and all these guys. I mean, good for them. Jalen Brunson's a dog. We know that. They don't build guys like that anymore. But before we get into Peaches and Cream, I got to talk to Rich because something transpired in the last couple of days and kind of repeat from 2021. GameStop is back. Is it back, Rich?
Well, it's doing something, that's for sure. There's a lot of speculation. It's definitely, it went from $20 to $80 past day. I mean, it's back down to 30 something now. But who knows? There's so many rumors. Lots of.
So Rich and I work together, and we've been working together for a long time, 10 years, right, Rich?
Yeah.
And in 21, I wasn't a big stock guy. I still am not, but But he's like, listen, you gotta invest in GameStop, and I'm like, brick and mortar's dead. Like, why would I?
Right.
It's trading at like $40 a share. He's like, no, they're gonna make a run on it. You got to go for this. I'm like, I'm not going for this. And then the next day he goes, did you invest in GameStop? I'm like, no. He goes, it's trading at $120 a share. I go, oh, I guess I missed the boat. And I'm thinking it's not gonna go anything past that.
Right.
And then for the next week, he was updating me. I think we went to 550, and it was that very famous manipulation job by the internet, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because now they're saying everything, it's running because the guy that, he didn't really start it in my opinion, but he essentially was doing a stream long ago. And
this the Kitty guy?
Yeah, Roaring Kitty.
Do they know who he is?
Yeah. He had to testify.
I think he's going to get in trouble again for this, isn't he?
I don't think so.
No?
Well, who knows, but he's not really doing anything wrong. He's just posting random videos every day.
But listen, we live in a country now where you don't have to do anything wrong. You can still get in trouble.
True.
It's
true. He didn't get in any trouble for that the first time, though. The bottom line is he legitimately liked the company. He thought that they had good fundamentals, good financials, and that's really – he wasn't promoting it per se. He was just saying that this is his reasons for investing in it. He gave a ton of data, all sorts of stuff like that, and everyone thought he was crazy because he was doing this for years, and it was at $1 or something at the time. And then, 2021 it went to 20 and 40, and obviously, so on and so forth. So he was kind of right, but not for the reasons I guess he thought, or who knows? Maybe he knew.
So I'm a set it and forget it guy, as you know. I don't even know how to sell my shares of anything right now. So I bought at 30.
Yeah.
All right, it's at 39 right now. I bought just 10 shares.
Yeah.
What should I do? What's your expertise here, Rich? I trust you. You've been right about a lot of things.
I might just hold them. I still have about 10 shares from the first time. I'm down pretty heavily.
See what happens tomorrow.
See what happens tomorrow. They say in general the point is to hold them.
Hold it. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
The reason that it's going up is because
the gambling.
There's no, there's only so many shares that exist. And when they short it, they borrow the shares. So according to what the internet's saying right now, is just that there's no more shares left because retail investors own them all, and the ones that are being borrowed are non-existent. They're not real. So,
okay,
who knows? Yeah,
I'm going to hold it.
Yeah,
I'm going to hold. I mean, because if I sell it, it's like $90, and then I probably owed capital gains. It's probably $50 on that.
Exactly.
So might as well hold it, right?
Unless it goes like 200-300, I might say take that.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. If it runs tomorrow, at least I have a number in my head. If we get to that number, I'm selling.
There you go.
And just I'm not going to get greedy.
Yeah.
So, all right, first guest. Thank you very much, Rich Pelosi. I also have an idea for an app, but we'll wait for the next show.
Okay.
All right, about stocks, but we have a packed show today, and we got to get to our first guest, Bill Pietsch. Established in the spring of 2007, Peaches and Cream is a seasonal ice cream truck that delivers premium ice cream treats and smiles to all with a sweet tooth. He's been running strong for the past 18 years. Coach Pietsch, welcome to the show. How you been?
Great, guys. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was great catching up with you. We all got here early today.
Yes.
So hopefully everything we said off air, most of it we could probably say on air.
Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
no cursing.
Yeah. Nope.
But no, it was good to see you. For those people who don't know, career educator, football coach. Let's start from the beginning. Where'd you grow up?
Right here in Wall Township, lifelong Wall Township resident, K through 12, and never left the county. Went to Monmouth University after that, and
MU.
came back down here, and I bought the house I grew up in. So I've
Nice.
Oh, wow.
The joke is, I never.
What year did you buy?
07.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was a good market, wasn't it?
Well,
No, a little high.
Well, it was a private sale, so.
Like you knew somebody, right?
We got it assessed by a third party, and otherwise my brother and sister were like, "Dude, where's my free house?"
Right.
So we paid full price, and so.
Oh, good for you. What year did you graduate?
95.
95.
Yeah,
So you know the Sookies and
Oh,
Mike Nucio and all those guys?
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah.
I say it on the show every once in a while. I look up to those guys. Those guys were great. They were my baseball coaches for a short time.
Oh, that's great.
And yeah, they had to deal with a lot of crap from teenagers my age.
Right.
I was a fan of theirs, like, because I was when they baseball run they went on, like,
94.
I was going to those games. Just got my driver's license that winter. So
I was
we're
there.
driving out all over the games and stuff.
I remember being a kid and when I actually did play basketball, and the Wall team was okay. We're always okay in basketball, right? And I remember going to their games in the old gym, and I'd never seen it before. They had the black Nike like Air Forces, and I thought that was so cool. And they wore black socks like the Fab Five.
Yeah.
And that just like blew my mind for that time period. It was
I had
no one was doing that.
I had a cup of coffee with the JV team.
Yeah, did you?
Oh,
Were you wearing the black Air Forces?
I think I had the black Nikes. Yeah.
Yeah,
something.
they were hot.
I think I had the Scottie Pippens. I think.
Ooh, the Scottie Pippens with it said
Yeah.
Air on them.
Yes.
Those were great.
I had those. Yeah.
Those are back now. See, all the classics are back
Right.
now.
My role was to just D up the post player, just rough them up. That's all I could do.
You were the Rodman.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Just you didn't dye your hair.
Well, what's left? Well, I had hair back then. So,
So did you play football your whole
Yes.
life? Yeah.
I started football in the 4th grade, and I did 10 total years. I did 4 in Pop Warner, and then I did 4 in high school, and then I did 2 in college. So that was 10 years, and then right after that, I got right into coaching. But I played all for Wall for those 8 years, and then 2 up at Monmouth. I was the 3rd recruiting class up there. At Monmouth, yeah. So it was an infantile program, and their coach is still there. Coach Callahan is still there, and just done an amazing job with that program.
Did you play the same position all the way up?
Yeah, as you could tell, I've always been stuck on a line. I was always.
I feel your pain.
Yeah. But we made it work. I made it work for me, and I'm nowhere with really without that sport. So I got so much out of being a player, and just I got the addiction early, and then I've still have it.
Yeah.
What do you miss about playing?
It's just camaraderie and the competition. It's just the guys, in the locker room and all that. And I try to like prolong that by coaching because you're still a part of it. But I mean, there's nothing like the competition. Oh my God, it was the best. It was the best.
Especially in the 90s. 90s was such a great decade.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you, it's funny because I stopped playing when I was 20, and then I played flag football like 8 years, 10 years later, and I'm the center. I'm centering the ball, and some guy runs right past me, blitz, and I'm like, whoa. And I got back in the huddle, and like that switch turned on I hadn't used in 10 years. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And the competition and you're not going to beat me
again.
And it just and it was right there, So you still have it, and that competitor, it's always there.
Did the camaraderie lead you into teaching, or coaching, or did you want to be, like you said, you want to be a part of it still?
I just got so much out of it, and I loved it. And in the 90s, Wall football was like a 500 program, and I felt.
Who's the coach when he was there? Was it Schulte?
Yeah, Coach Schulte.
Yeah.
He was there for those 10 years,
Right.
And he, so I just always, there was like a void, and you wanted to see if what you could put into the program could make a change, a difference, So I wanted to give back. I'm nowhere without the sport. It's so important to me, and part of who I am, and I just wanted to give back to that. And I was lucky. I shopped around other schools, and I was looking at other places, and then I just all those doors closed for some reason. And Coach Schulte was like, and Coach Vidola,
Yeah.
the AD then, they brought me in, and I haven't left really.
Side note: Tony Vidola used to hit bombs and
Still does.
Harry Rash. He
No.
still does.
Oh, he's still playing. I'm sure
He's like the Hulk Hogan of softball.
He's down in Florida, and he's still on travel softball teams, and he looks. I see him like he looks 20
same.
years younger than
Wow.
what.
We got to ask him what his secret is.
Yeah.
It's the weight room. I'm sure he'll
Yeah.
tell you, eating right and eating the weights. He loves that.
Years ago in my 20s, we put together like a local team from Neptune, guys from Neptune I knew that were decent ball players.
Yeah.
And we played them once. And I don't remember them not hitting a home run. And we're like in our 20s and
Yeah.
like, thinking about we're, in their probably at that point the best shape of our lives.
Right.
And these guys are in their 60s just hitting hitting dingers.
Yep.
It was absolutely crazy. And Vidola was he was a sports guy.
Yeah.
He was our sports guy for all those years.
Yes.
But just another level of respect from him after that.
He's-
He was our AD.
He used to, when we were in high school, like he would take us for a workout, and I swear, like one night, my arms were like I couldn't move them past here. Like we just did we did this bicep workout, and I it was like 4 days of me like feeling like this.
Just shaking.
And because he's just
Yeah, he's
jacked,
right. Yeah.
So I never hung with him after that.
Not many people can.
No, but what a great guy. Oh my God,
Yeah.
so important to me too.
Yeah, absolutely. So you wanted to get into coaching, and then did that come with the teaching package?
No.
No?
What happened was I had gone to Monmouth and got a degree that I didn't use, and in that time I started coaching and really loved it and really I want to do this. I had to go back and get a master's degree. Took those satellite courses.
What's your
and all
master's
that.
degree in?
It's special ed.
Nice.
Yep. So we did that, and then in 2003 was my first year teaching as a full-time teacher. I had substitute taught for all those years working on my master's.
Yeah.
When Cody was on the team and stuff, I was subbing,
Yeah.
4 or 5 days a week, whatever. And that helped me, learn how the school worked from the teacher's side of it. And then that
It's like
worked out.
I don't know how it is now, but it's like a pledging process, right? I had something similar in
Yeah.
Neptune where I was a sub, and then like, okay, long-term sub, and then you'll
That
get
was
the
me.
interview for, a
Yep.
position.
You prove yourself.
You got to prove yourself, yeah.
And it's a safe bet, for them, and they give you a shot, and then you have to make sure that you can deliver. And luckily for me, I did. And it's the only place I've ever wanted to work. Once I got in with coaching and loved it and got hooked up with those guys, I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. And luckily I didn't. And then years later, I moved back into Wall, and it's awesome.
Yeah, Wall stays with you. I've
does.
been at Belmar, Asbury, lived in a couple different places, and
Right.
you just always want to come back here.
It's a special place.
There's something enchanting about Wall Township. That's why we're doing this podcast.
That's it.
Right.
This is great too. Like just that you give the town a forum and people to come in and talk. This is so good. It's awesome.
This was his baby right here.
Yeah,
I was skeptical.
yeah.
I was like, we're going to get 50 people a week. And
Exactly.
and we got to give a shout out to anybody listening or going to be listening during the week. Thank you for listening because you make our job easier, and we're appreciated by that. We got 1,000 to 2,000 people
That's great.
listening to us a week. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And guess who's the number one who has the number one show? The number one guest. Do you want to take a guess?
I can tell. Yeah, but I tell you, it's a close between Giuliano and Stefanski, Coach Rock. Those are my people.
All great personalities.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But who do you think's number one?
Got to be Matt Stefanski.
Matt Stefanski.
It's still on the
Shout
leaderboard.
out to Matt Stefanski.
Yeah, and this was going to be in the news later, but they just won champs again.
Yeah, there's one state.
Every year.
Is that
he's
back
in
to
it
back to
every year.
back? Is he Phil Jackson at this point?
Yeah, right.
Stefanski has 2,500 views. He beat out Broadway Hot and Honey Chicken, and they fed us on air.
Right.
That's great. That's great.
So you get into teaching.
Yes.
As we all know, got to look for a summer job.
Yeah.
So how did the idea come about with peaches and cream?
So
ice cream.
moved back into the house.
The house you grew up in.
Yeah, the house I grew up in, and I was throwing around the idea, just kind of going through your childhood a little bit, and I remember there's a truck. I remember getting ice cream off a truck one time, and I can tell you it was going towards Manasquan, so the window was on my side, and Mom gave me money and get something, and I got that Buffalo Bill guy with the big bubblegum nose. I don't know why I picked it. I remember that moment, whatever. And I'm like, there are no trucks in Wall. I don't know of any trucks in Wall. And I'm kind of dialed in around here.
Yeah.
So I started talking to people that I shared a classroom with and I taught with. And two people, Maria Peters, worked for a truck. And she made $1 gajillion on the beach, And so I had that thought in my mind, And then Jay Nace, his guy he coached with, built a truck, and ran a truck, and then told me how to do it. Hooked me up with him, and that guy was awesome. Tony Caravella, he let me come to take pictures of the truck and build my truck out like he does, and my trucks look like what those pictures were of what he did.
Yeah.
So then,
But your first one was made from scratch, right?
Well, so mine are all converted school buses, and the school buses, after a certain amount of time, whether it was 12 years, sometimes they can stretch them to 15, but when they retire, they're just dust collectors. So you bid them low, and you if you win the bid, you get the truck, and then you start ripping the seats out, which is not an easy job. I've done it 3 times, and it's a 2-man job, and my father, who's like he's the leader when it comes to building these things.
Yeah.
That's the day we build those trucks, that we take the seats out. They're bolted in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're 15 years of vibration. They don't come out easy. So we fight. It's not an easy day, but we know that
Because it's your dad.
Yes.
I put a house back together with my dad, and that was.
So
I know the feeling.
We've done that 3 times, and I hope that we don't have to do that.
So the fleet is 3. You have 3.
Well, no, we did one for 9 years, and then she died.
Okay.
And so then we built one out.
Okay.
So we swapped it, and then last year, 2 years ago, we were pushing away a lot of work, and I started tracking because we're booked for Saturday at 3:00 or whatever. I said, I get another request for Saturday at 3:00. I got to turn it away. So I started tracking how many jobs we turn away. And I'm sitting there with my wife, who is the other side of my brain. She's awesome to just talk with about this stuff. And she's like, all right, let's do it. So then we built a new truck, and we used that as our main 5, 6, 7 day a week truck. And then the older one that is now 10 years on the road for me is like the fill-in truck. You know what I mean? So we don't have to turn away those double jobs now. You know what I mean? So.
Is it because it's a converted school bus, so you have to get a CDL to drive it? Oh, that's great.
No CDL. It's just and just regular driver's license. And after about a week, it just drives like a car. It feels like a car to everybody.
you get used to
they
it.
all say that. Yeah.
Nice.
All the people that work for me.
So that's wild that they're. So about 20 years, because I looked this up recently, 20 years ago in Wall, it was about 20,000 people lived here.
Yeah, wow.
Just spread out, obviously. We're a very big town, as we all know.
Yeah.
And there was no ice cream trucks? Or barely any?
Well, I didn't do any of the research.
Yeah.
I was just like optically looking around.
And you're like, you don't see any,
I don't
hear
see
any?
So I'd never sold an ice cream bar. I had never driven a delivery truck, really. You know what I mean? I had no background in it. I just had a little bit of like motivation to do it. So
What were you doing in summers before then?
So I had 3. Well, I worked at Kelly's for till 2003 when
I remember that. That's where I would see him.
That was before I turned 21.
Yeah.
So
So I worked there, and then when I started teaching, I had to give that up because it was just too much. Coaching and
and that's long nights, right? And you got the
Yeah.
weekends in the summer. You want to have your weekends, right?
So then I painted for the school with Pete Cadler. Ran the paint crew. We ran that. That wasn't paying enough. And then one summer I did nothing. And
that was the worst summer ever. Yeah. I did that once.
I thought that would be great. It wasn't that great. So then I said, I don't know. I don't know where it just kind of. I was talking to Maria, I think Maria Peters, and I got the idea going, and then I talked to Jay, and Jay's like, yeah, I got a guy who knows how to do that, and he does that, whatever. So then that's how it all started, and I got on the road. What was it? June 1st, 07 was my
07.
first day, and talk about excited. Like I'm just driving around, like the truck's built, and I got the music blaring, and I can't find anybody in the street, but I didn't care because I was driving an ice cream truck.
Well, think about the technology now that's changed.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you were listening to the radio. Now I bet you could listen to Bluetooth or get something in there, right?
We have music boxes. There is a Bluetooth thing, but I have the old school like mount of a speaker, wire it into the music box, and turn the music box on. You know.
You're not the guy that goes, "Hello." Is
No,
that you?
that's not us. Thank you.
Because whoever that guy
guy's-
is, that's annoying.
Yes.
It's creepy too if you're trying to get kids to buy ice cream.
Is there a backstory with the last name? Obviously, how did you settle on that?
Yeah, so I was
Great
sitting
pun.
I was sitting in school, off period, and I'm sitting there and I'm figuring out, all right, what am I going to call this thing? I had a dog that I adored. His name was Murphy. I thought about calling it like Murphy's Ice Cream, whatever, but something about the last name, you got to make it work for you. My last name is not spelled that way. It's very German, a lot of consonants and stuff. So I decided, like, I'm just going to use the well-known thing, because people, if I put my last name on it, they wouldn't really get it.
Yeah,
right.
So we went with that. And
It's
It'd be like
genius.
Petches.
Yeah.
Petches and cream. Can we have Petches, please?
and it was funny. Like one of the things
I like some Petches.
in coaching, like they say that people steal ideas all the time.
Yeah.
I steal ideas
Beg, borrow, steal.
all over the place. Like
Yeah.
the coloring. Why is it a yellow logo in red?
Yeah.
McDonald's. They're successful. I just decided.
Don't say that too loud.
The lawyer called me tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cease it.
Copyright.
But like Hulkamania and Burger
Hulkamania.
King.
Hey.
Those colors work.
You would know because one of my favorite bars growing up was the WWF bars. Are they still doing those?
No.
Come
That's
on.
like the number one thing that's requested and that's probably like a Vince McMahon thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But they did.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's out now.
In 2020, they came out with ice cream sandwiches with a print of like, and I don't even know the one was Macho Man, and then there was two wrestlers.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Cena or something.
Cream rises to the top.
That's the best. That's the best. So we started selling them, but they didn't sell. It didn't hit. So then now they're like discontinued because they didn't hit. It wasn't a good product. It was an ice cream sandwich.
Right.
It wasn't like how you remember.
Yeah,
the
right.
and
It
the
was a
chocolate on
cookie,
the back.
and they had the great print. It was like
Yeah.
Hacksaw Jim
Yeah.
Duggan or like Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Randy the Macho Man Savage. The beat goes on.
It's best.
So is it? So I told you this off air. So I'm not going to say the names
Sure.
to protect the innocent and the guilty. So I believe I had two friends in college that were ice cream truck men, I guess, and they didn't know that the ice cream truck business was territorial. So they would go into these routes. They just pick random streets and guys would be like, "Hey, this is my territory."
Yeah.
And they would try to like fight these guys because they didn't know any better and they were all juiced up and stuff like that. Is it still like that today?
Well, it's a cutthroat business.
Yeah.
Whether you buy a Good Humor strawberry shortcake or a Blue Bunny strawberry shortcake, it's a strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
So it's very competitive. I'm allowed to go anywhere in Wall street vending. You just can't go in like the Wawa parking lot and you can't do that.
Is that every town? You can't.
No, it's
solicit
all
like that?
individual.
It's-
Like,
okay.
like I researched Manasquan because I live so close to them, what it would take, and they had a lot of rules. And I said, you know what?
Manasquan did?
Yeah,
Because of the summer.
You couldn't go down
yeah.
by the beach. There was like a imaginary line, like the
Oh,
glimmer
wow.
glass. You couldn't go down because hey, Gigi's and all those people, they pay taxes and they got to make their money. So you don't want anybody, cutting out on you. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
So
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
but there is no like I have this street and you have that street kind of thing. There's none of that in Wall. Like Wall's like public, streets like it's a free for all, not a free for all,
Right.
but So, but I know in the city, like you hear the stories like Mr. Softy and Mr. Yum Yum are fighting, whatever,
Mr. Yum Yum.
whatever. Some of these truck names.
Is that a
are
real
great.
name? Because that's a fantastic
Yes,
name.
it is.
Mr. Yum Yum.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, so it's it's not territorial by the letter of the law. People don't pay for this and that, but I think each municipality or city has their own rules.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good that I like that the Wall doesn't have like too many rules. They're not like suffocating the small business
So,
owners.
like I don't stick my nose in their business. Like they want to run the streets, that's fine. I don't like it when they drive by down my street, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only for a few seconds there. But what's cool is like the internet has kind of there's a Facebook group for ice cream trucks, and I'm a part of it. And
Nice.
I've connected with people on Instagram and stuff, and all over the country. I'm saying like there's Chili Billy, in
Chili Billy.
in Western New York. He's
Nice.
We've been.
Do you know what
friends-
town off the top of your head where Chili Billy's? Because I go to Delhi a lot.
Talcahuano
Is
or
that a
something like
pun
that.
on the penguin?
No,
Chili Willy?
No, his name's Bill. So he calls his truck that. Then there's my friend of mine, Nikki, in Cape Cod, Good Times Cape Cod.
All right.
That's her truck. And I talked to Mama P in Tallahassee.
Nice.
So these people are, it's a cool network of people.
Do you guys just email or you Zoom? What do you do?
I email and Instagram, and then I actually have a couple of their numbers and I'll text them and stuff like that. So
That's great.
Chili Billy and I have been friends since year one, and he's great. We talk all the time.
I like how it's so you guys aren't in direct competition.
Yes.
So it's like you could trade little secrets and ideas and stuff. And this worked for me. This didn't.
Right.
Does it mostly translate? Does it matter what translates in Florida? Does it translate in Jersey usually?
It's more I talked to some that when you're busy, some of the freezers that I buy, the hinges broke. So I was talking to Bill about, hey, how do you fix this? And he sent me links to Home Depot,
Yeah.
and it's bang, bang, it's done. It's perfect, So, but
You send your old man out for that one, or did you?
no, well, I actually do it myself. I can do that myself, which is amazing. The black thumb I have, But yeah, just getting ideas. There was a we'll talk about it a little bit later. There was a product that people were doing. I'm like, I'm going to do that, and it's great. I love grabbing people's ideas. It's awesome. Really,
Well, that's a teacher, and you beg, borrow, steal.
Yeah, that's it.
I had an administrator tell me that once, and it's so true.
It
You got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
But not the students. They can't do that.
That's a whole nother ball of wax. Yeah.
What? So we always ask our small business owners and business owners in general, what was it like during COVID?
Okay, this is kind of cool. So we shut down in March, and I always try to want to get my truck out the week of April 15th. That's what So they do the shutdown, and remember it was 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden we were getting to feel like it wasn't going to be, we weren't going to go back. So. And I know that I need to make X amount of dollars to get through the summer. And that was the whole point of this ice cream truck business. I needed to make X amount of dollars just to get to September paycheck. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So then I start losing all the big fairs and big events were shutting down, right? So I was scrolling through the internet, and after watching Tiger King and watching Last Dance, right? So I get this idea. We were allowed to work because we were food. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, but I don't want. And remember, COVID, we didn't know what it was. People
that
were
first couple months, the media was all over it.
Yeah. So I was playing it very conservative, and I didn't want people rushing to the truck and doing all that stuff. So I was scrolling through the internet, and Leggett's was like, here's how we're going to do pizza, guys. So they have a little system, and I'm like, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to morph it to how I want to use it. So it was, text me, I'm going to deliver it to your house is really what it comes. It was like my version of DoorDash.
Right.
So you text me the order. So I have a website, and it's the menu page, right? You pick what you want, $20 minimum, okay? And then I'll confirm, I'll get you the price, and then you Venmo me. Mm-hmm. Once you Venmo me, you're good. Pick your date, time, all that stuff. And then we would fill orders at night, and my wife would, my poor wife, I would say, I'd have 27 orders, and she would take the white bag, and she would say, "Stay safe," Thank you very much, right?
Yeah.
She would do that.
Wipe down the groceries,
right?
And
So she
wipe down the ice cream.
I took my peaches and cream business and put it in the basement because I had to spread out because I had so many orders and my organizational skills and all that. So I said, I need 27, and she would start writing the 27, the bags, and then I'd have my sheet and I'd fill the order at night. So everybody else was doing nothing. I worked harder. So I was doing the Zoom call teaching thing. And then, and then, so you do that.
And it's we only did 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's what do I do the rest of my day?
Right. So
I guess I could drink red wine out of a box.
So then I go and 12 o'clock, I do my orders till 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it was. You know what I mean? You're just delivering all over the place, and you got to figure out your mapping and all that. So you deliver the ice cream, and then that night, I'm like, okay, I got to start filling orders for the next day. So I'd fill the orders with the ice cream, and I'd load them up and put them in the freezer, you know what I mean, for the next day. So when you're delivering, kids I didn't realize this. Kids are doing nothing. There's only so many video games or whatever.
And you're bringing normalcy back at a time where it was suspended.
And Facebook Memories today was my friend who I delivered to her house, took a picture of me walking up with a bag of ice cream and with my shirt on.
Yeah, the mask on.
Yeah, and the mask, and the gloves. I had gloves.
Yeah, right.
So, and the kids would they'd leave me artwork.
That's great.
It was so sweet.
That's awesome.
That's a great bonus.
Yeah, it was such a sweet story, and I never worked, not never worked hard, but I worked so hard through like that school year. Is this mine?
It could be.
Oh no, it's not me. I turned mine off. I worked so hard because I had to make that money. We went like, I don't know if I went viral, but like I remember it was via text. Everything was text.
Yeah.
And so that is mine actually.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Oh my god! I thought I turned this stupid thing.
Your alarm's going off. It's dinner time.
It's ice cream time.
Yeah, no orders. Sorry.
But yeah, so I mean,
So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
no,
So-
it's fine. That's a first for us.
That is.
The phone
It's
goes.
just don't forget your medication, dummy. You know. That's
Brett,
what
turn
the
your
alarm
phone
was.
on too. You can do the same thing.
Oh my god, yeah, you're gonna hear about that in the morning. The kids would leave artwork and stuff, and I had like 37 text messages. I remember orders.
Yeah.
And it was before you could like bubble or make it new. So if I hit the thing, I would lose the order. You know,
Oh, wow.
So it went. It was insane. It was insane.
stressful.
Yeah, it was very stressful.
Yeah.
But we kept it in order, and eventually, like, you know, we didn't have the wall fair that year. And
Right.
I think we did the Manasquan fair because it was later in the summer. You
Right.
know, so
Eventually, people's senses came back.
Yeah.
And then the events came back. So you were at Touch a Truck, right?
yes.
So that was cool.
Yeah, and I've been there for a lot of years now, and
Yeah.
I love that they have me there.
Yeah, people from like Staten Island there, and
Yeah.
they're
We
just
were
coming
talking to people
everywhere.
From everywhere.
Yeah.
crazy.
Cody and I were guests for the Wall GOP table. We're trying to sign up people to register to vote and
Great.
get on the social media. So you do Touch a Truck, you do
Yes.
the Wall Fair.
Yes.
Great.
And I've been at the Wall Fair. Actually started for me. It was the year one, 18 years ago. It was just a night of fireworks.
Yeah.
And I pulled the
Yeah, I
truck in
remember
there,
that.
and
Yeah.
I remember it was so funny. Like I just had my money box, and there was a line. And I ran out of change. So I'm like, people are paying me 20s, and I'm like, they want 2 chipwiches. I'm like, well, what else do you
Yeah,
want?
yeah,
You
keep
know?
going, buddy.
So I made that mistake. That was, you know, so you have to over prepare on that end, you know.
Yeah.
But so that turned in. That was a night of fireworks, and they've changed things over a little bit, but they have the format down, which is really cool. I love that event. It's hometown, you know what I mean? So
Hometown feel.
That's it. And
You get that rural feel in the Jersey Shore.
yep.
Do you have Cash App now, Venmo, anything like that? Are you still
We were doing
straight
Venmo.
cash, homie?
We were doing Venmo through COVID, and
Right.
then we got away from that. We took PayPal. We got away from that, and now it's credit card. And I'm investigating. I'm trying to figure out how to do Apple Pay, and
Yeah.
I don't know how hard it is, but we take digital. Yeah, we take credit card. We take.
Okay.
We're going to take Apple Pay at some point, cash and check. You know, that's how people can pay us.
So you got to take us through a typical summer
Okay.
of peaches and
You want
ice
like
cream.
the day? You want the month? How do you?
How do you, as a kid, say, how do you vibe on the summer? Like, when do you start?
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
We
Yeah,
start
you're grinding,
April,
huh?
We start
How many hours a day?
Well, it's
It
never the same.
Weather probably plays a factor.
Right. We're primarily do bookings. People
Yeah.
will hire us to come to their camp. People will hire us to their birthday party. People will hire us to go to their business. You know, so we
Right.
do that. So people will call us and book us, and then I'll set the schedule for me or the driver. You know, but it's
So you're still driving?
yeah, a little bit. I
So is there, not to cut you off, but
Sure.
do you have a truck for events and then a truck for just going through the neighborhoods?
So what we try to do is with the newer truck that we just built out last year, we let that thing go. We have customers in Toms River and Rumson, so that truck's going to do those runs because they can handle it. It's a little bit, you know, it just runs.
Not gonna
better.
break down.
Yeah, but around town, I'll take the older truck and do those jobs. I try to keep that truck as close to home just in case something happens because I don't want to get stuck anywhere. You know, I mean that's a stressful day. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, those
I'm
are
sure it's
stressful
happened a few times in 17 years.
Yeah, there's been days where you have to call everybody and you have to put your tail between your legs and say, "I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. Truck won't move." You know. Wow. But and the other thing is, and knock on wood, like it hasn't happened in a long time, but like when the truck won't start, and I remember Black Thumb, I don't know what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
And I got to get somewhere
Black Thumb.
I got to get somewhere in 15 minutes. Like that's when the stress goes through the roof, you know.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, we run. So I have Jackson Adam, who is working full time for me 5, 6, 7 days, and then when we have that double booking, like I'll run the other truck, and usually I'll jump in, or we have some help that can kind of like do us like spot work, that way.
That's great. What's the playlist like? What's your playlist been like over the years?
Well, it's just the entertainer, You did
So it's just the entertainer. So you're not listening to anything else in the truck?
No, it's not equipped with it. If you want,
wow.
you bring your Bluetooth.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
When you need a little energy, there's
juice.
There's a little playlist. Yeah, there's
this guy, the juice. Yeah. So if you bring your Bluetooth speaker, what are we playing on the inside of the truck?
Yeah. So my go-to was Jay-Z. It's called $100 Bill. You know that song?
$100 bill.
Yes.
$100 bill.
It's from The Great Gatsby.
Great
We're
Gatsby.
actually
Great
teaching
movie.
that right now. So I'm like,
I taught that like last month.
It's the best. It is the best story.
Yeah,
It's
the kids love it.
My favorite. Like, I'm not a reader, but but I'm that's my favorite.
You know how I
story.
picture that kids? I go, it's just a bunch of white people getting wasted, and
Yeah.
they love it. They're like,
Right.
yeah, let's watch it.
Right.
It's like the original reality TV.
Yes. So that song gets me going, and then it's some whatever it is, But Van Halen, and then on the way over,
Ice Cream Man, Van Halen.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. See.
Debut album.
Yeah.
Well, you have to tell us before we get into Hang Fire. Cody's going to do Hang Fire. I think our last question for you is this new business venture that they're telling us about off air.
Well, it's not a business.
Oh,
venture.
okay. So yeah.
Okay.
you'll
So
explain.
I get hit up all the time. They call me and they say, "What do you?" Sometimes they just Google me and they don't click through on the website and read what we do. They just want an ice cream truck. So I get a lot of requests for soft serve, right? And I have to say, no, we don't do any open food. Because the way that my truck is set up, you have to have running water if you want to have open food. Not everything for me is is prepackaged.
Sure.
So there was a truck in L.A. who I hooked up with through Instagram, just liking ice cream trucks, and his soft serve is amazing, and he figured out a way to put it in like these pouches.
No way.
So
Soft serve pouches.
So yeah,
it's like the Zin of ice cream.
I was on Instagram all the time saying like, "Come to New Jersey. I got to get you in New Jersey. I got And he's awesome. He responds to me and stuff, and it finally landed. Now I'm in the process of trying to get distribution for that, but I brought you some. So
Oh, yeah.
I hope
Nice.
one of you is a chocolate guy and one of you is a vanilla.
I'm the vanilla guy. What are
I'm
you?
the chocolate guy,
All
so
right,
that works out
perfect. Look at
perfect.
us. Look at us.
Okay. So now.
Oh, look at this.
God,
The pouches, like the
Yes.
kid pouches.
Yes. No mess. Okay. Sorry. You're.
No, I'll trade you.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
Yes.
So now here's what you got to do.
Oh, we
Now,
gotta
it's
let
hard-
it defrost?
The worst thing is you got to let it sit for about 15 minutes.
All right, we'll
You gotta
do
be
the
a little
question.
patience, So
Perfect.
yeah, so
Oh, I'm
that's
excited
but
about
that's
this.
it's the best ice cream I've ever had.
My youngest would love this because he's all about the pouches.
Look, there are businesses still thriving in LA.
Yes.
Yeah, credit.
This
Because
guy
on the news, it
is,
doesn't look like there is.
this guy's crushing it, and he's the man. And his product is good. The bottom line is his product is good, and that's why I
That's
want
all
it.
that matters.
And I was so happy that I could get it.
And there's not crazy ingredient. You know the old rule, like if you can't pronounce anything in your ingredients, don't eat it. Don't eat it. There's nothing crazy in here,
No, 7 ingredients.
and it's got milk.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Temptation doesn't go on vacation.
The longer you wait, the better off it is.
All right, we're gonna wait because we have some
I've
more
done
questions
some
for you.
extensive research and development on this.
I love it, and we're about to do it too on air. CVT,
Yes.
soft serve,
Right.
vanilla. I
But
love
also, they've taken away the toasted almond. They've taken away the candy center crunch. They've
it.
taken
Stop
away
it.
the taco.
You're blowing
Yes.
my mind.
So that's one of my answers to it. But the other one,
Like I know Choco Taco's done, and we'll talk
Right.
about that. But
Sure.
toasted almond, I can't get that anywhere.
no, it's
that was
Because
That
the
was a
nut
go-to one.
allergies with the kids.
I don't know. They claim that the ingredients are too much. Or the line that we get is that the ingredients cost too much. But it's a good product. Somebody at some point is going to have to bring that back because it's good is good. And it's going to sell. Good sells.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So,
Rich, this isn't sitting too well with you. I just saw your face. That toasted almond's gone.
Oh yeah, no, not at
Yeah.
all. I like the chocolate tacos. Were
Or
good.
don't tell me chipwiches are gone because then
Those
no,
can't go away.
Chipwich is number one. And I did the
yeah.
math for
okay.
you guys.
Okay.
I sold 3,000 Chipwiches last year.
Oh, my God.
So
Oh man, goddamn!
that's number one by far.
And I bought 1,500 of them.
So the other thing that I do, we just started doing it as a test, and it's been pretty good. Is we do like your DIY root beer float. Oh. Okay. So I brought some for you. Those two. So
Oh my god!
So
What are you doing next Wednesday? You want to come on again?
we'll cater the next one, right?
Wow.
So here's what you get. You get like a color changing branded cup, right? Are you a root beer or I brought three sodas. Root beer.
I'll do whatever.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty easy. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. I'll do whatever. Yeah, this is great.
So here it is. So
I just had ice cream
think
cake before this too.
Root beer is the best, but I like cherry cola the best.
Cherry cola. I love cherry cola too. You're reading my mind, Coach.
Here's what we do. We just give you this, and we say DIY, do it yourself.
Okay.
So you have to put as much ice cream as you want. I suggest half a scoop in there, then your soda a little bit, and then another scoop in there, and then top it off.
Can we car bomb it?
Car bomb. Yeah.
So that's the
The ice cream car bomb.
yeah, and you can keep the cup, and it can
awesome.
go.
Oh,
in your,
great.
It goes in your cupboard, and now I'm in your cupboard.
We'll do one for the cupboard. We got to do one because we got our Bobby Scholl hat, so we got to do
that's
one.
great.
We got to keep one here.
You guys,
We got our flat James over there for a lair, so
that's great.
we like our knickknacks.
Yep. So
All right. Okay, here we go. I'm getting into this.
yeah.
It's pretty soft. You know what? I'm just gonna hand it here.
It's a
gentle.
good product, man. It's and the cup, like we did a lot of research and there were a lot of talks at the kitchen table about what color change we were going to make. We didn't think red was good, So
And it's immersive, and kids get to do this. They
Yeah.
on a hot day sit outside.
yeah,
Cherry Coke. I haven't had a cherry Coke in a while.
so good.
It's
I
good
think the
stuff.
cherry
This
coke's
is
the
great.
best.
You just read my mind.
And we do orange soda also. So,
Orange
know.
soda's good too.
This feels like a
Fanta?
summer day right now.
yeah, Sunkist.
Sunkiss is actually
Yeah.
Sunkiss is better than
Yeah.
Fanta. No offense, Fanta people.
So you let it sit a little bit. The softer the
Let it
ice
sit.
cream gets, the better off it is. But again, just trying to give people options because they're taking away some of the all-time greats.
I love it. I love it. You're filling the void here.
I'm trying.
Chris
Hey,
Capiello just goes, get Berkey some samples.
we're doing Capiello's party.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there we go.
We saw him last week at Monday. Always a pleasure. One of the board members for Bobby Scholl. All right, here we go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't need to upsell this. This is just awesome.
It's good stuff.
Wow.
Yep.
That's smooth too.
Yeah,
How much does this run on the truck?
that's a $6 item.
That's a good price.
That's
Oh,
a high
You're
price
going-
for me. Now that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm keeping things as low as possible to stay in business because I don't ever want to, offend anybody or trying to gouge anybody. I live here in this town. I don't need that
Right.
that problem. And again, I'm a teacher. I don't need to make $1 gajillion doing this because I do that at school, right?
Right.
Ha, 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 ha. Okay, yeah, the joke. But so yeah, that's why I feel like we're affordable, and
Yeah. You guys are a staple for a long
I
time.
appreciate that.
This is really good. I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. You want to do hang fire while we're indulging?
You want to do the reads real quick?
You want to do the reads now?
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll do them now.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure. Always providing honest and ethical home services. Rostron Premium Home and Home Services offering premium heating, cooling, electric, and plumbing services for residents in Monmouth and Ocean counties. Whether you need a service call or you're looking to replace your existing equipment, Rostron Premium Home Services has the manpower to tackle any job. Air conditioners, furnaces, boilers, generators, water heaters, car chargers, hot tub wiring. They'll even install Ring cameras. Rostron Premium Home Services, a company of quality.
And they're gonna be on next week, right? The next week?
Rostron?
Yeah.
No,
not Ross.
not
I'm
Ross.
sorry. Tom Collins is coming on.
Tom Collins.
Tom
is one,
Collins.
yes.
Yeah, got a little
Former
confused
sponsor.
there. Former sponsor. I knew it was one of our sponsors. Experience the difference with Mighty Ducks dryer and vent cleaning. Meet Chris and Chase Jacobs, the dynamic duo behind Mighty Ducks. With our expert service, your dryer and vents will be cleaner and safer than ever before. Say goodbye to lint buildup and hello to improved efficiency. Trust Chris and Chase to keep your home safe and your appliances running smoothly. Contact Mighty Ducks Dryer and Vent Cleaning today for quality service you can rely on. Your satisfaction is our mission. Call or text 732-925-1778. That's 732-925-1778.
All right, Coach. I'm still calling you Coach 20 years later. It just rolls off the tongue.
Hey, I still do that with my guys. Like
Really?
I saw my coach when I was 14. I was in the ice cream truck, and I saw him like, Coach, how you doing? And I immediately wanted him to know that I owned the truck because I didn't want to think that this was the only thing I did, and you know what I mean. So,
Right.
But it's always Coach.
Yeah.
Right? Even Coach Jansky, like he call me Tom. Like no,
Oh
no.
God,
I never had you as coach, and you're still coaching me.
I appreciate that.
Our manager over there, Sue Patience, I had to get. She's a ice cream holic, so I had to give her mine. But I have this little like DIY here.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, so it's
There
still
you go.
working out pretty
Okay,
well.
There you go.
It's fantastic.
So next up, we're gonna
Sure.
do our hang fire. Favorite ice cream flavor?
A vanilla chip. Vanilla chip. On the truck, it's the vanilla of this. This is my
Okay.
favorite thing on the truck. Then it's
Starting to thaw out a bit.
Then it's the Chipwich,
Classic.
Snickers, Snicker bar. You know, like that's me.
Yeah, Snicker bar. Yes,
Hot day
yes.
though, like because those trucks get hot inside. People think it's cold.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
throw heat. So
Yeah.
a bomb pop.
Is that
that's a
diesel
spot, too.
diesel engines, right?
One of them is diesel.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of them is
yeah.
regular. Yep. So
Favorite ice cream truck song?
it's the Entertainer. It's the only one I use.
Wait, how's that one go again? All right, so I have a question about that. Can we? It's been like the same songs for like since we've all been alive. Is there any way? Not saying you have to do this. Is it a royalty thing? Why aren't we like doing like rock songs now? Like we were talking about "Ice Cream Man" by Van Halen.
Or Sweet Chin Music? Maybe we can get a song.
Like, could you imagine like "Panama" by Van Halen? It just got like.
great.
Kids would be like, "Who's that?"
Yeah,
What? You
yeah,
know?
yeah, they wouldn't
I don't
know.
like that. You know.
Yeah. You need like Little Dirk now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
I don't even know who that is, but yeah, we'll get.
Yeah,
it.
just do something like that.
But with the technology, you could. I just want to be traditional. I'm a
Yeah.
guy who kind of leans that way,
Right.
and everything. So,
You don't get sick of the song?
oh yeah, oh yeah. And it's funny. Like I have a trained ear. Like when I'm in the backyard, I hear another truck. I can hear it further away than the most people because I have this.
Like here he
I'm
comes.
aware of like competition, whatever. So
That son of a gun.
yeah.
What's the oddest request you've gotten for a party?
So it's not really odd. It took me by surprise, like weddings. I'm like, you want an ice cream truck at a wedding? So we do weddings, and we've done a couple of different ways. One of the unique ways was we were at the church, and after, how when they exchange vows and you do the receiving line and everybody's waiting for them to come out, and it's just awkward, but just waiting and waiting and waiting. They had me there. People were getting ice cream, and it was a really cool thing. It's actually on my website on the front main page. That couple, they came up to the truck, took a picture of them. It was sweet. So we've done.
No pun intended.
Yeah, we do that.
Enough puns here with peaches and ice cream.
Then I'm doing a memorial service this weekend, and I've done them in the past too.
Okay, yeah.
And that's odd.
Yeah.
It's offbeat, but it's the celebration of life kind
Right.
of thing.
Probably in somebody's will. Like they're probably
Something-
big ice cream fans.
I remember I did one, and the guy's nickname was Pietsch.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
wow.
it was pretty funny. Yeah, and they had, it was just, and some people were like, oh my god, like the people who came were like, oh my god, do you know? I don't know the guy. It's my last name, So
Your son, does he ever take a ride with you?
yeah, he's got trying to teach accountability, responsibility. He does work for me. He works for NFL jerseys. So his job for me
wow.
is every summer, like he has to crush the cardboard boxes, flatten them out, do that part of it. Anytime we get deliveries and stuff like that. So
How much your NFL jerseys going for now? I don't even know.
I got a little cheat code like knockoff website that I go to. And
Can we talk off
Sure
air about
can,
that?
absolutely.
So what's he's a Giants fan? You're telling me off
Giants
air?
fan, yeah.
So what's the jerseys he likes to collect for?
So he's all Giants. It's all like, and he likes the old time, my generation too,
LT?
like Lawrence Taylor and all that.
LT
But
was in Wildwood this
he's-
weekend.
Yes,
he
he
was.
was.
Yes, he was.
We're gonna talk about that later.
So he's a Dexter Lawrence guy. He
Yeah.
you know what he was. It worked out. Like he got a Saquon Penn State jersey. My wife went to Penn State, so he went that route with that one.
I saw
which works
Saquon
out.
play at Penn State against Maryland.
Yeah.
And Dave Middleton, who's Wall grad.
Yeah.
Him and I have a bet. It's still going on where Saquon and Brett, listen to this one because I don't think I told you this one. So if every time he rushes over 1,000 yards, I owe him a steak dinner, and then under, he owes me a steak dinner.
Wow.
So it's now, I think it's like 3-1-1. But one of those years, Saquon Barkley, I think it was like 4 years ago, he had that 60-yard run in Week 17 and got like 1,006 yards.
Oh.
I think him going to the Eagles they're just gonna use him to throw to him. So I don't think he's gonna rush for 1,000. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not,
Right.
but
It's hard to see him play for them, but my wife's an Eagle fan.
Yeah.
So
Now she's gonna get the Saquon jersey.
Yeah.
So, does your son enjoy it when he gets
Yes.
older? Is that something he'll do as a summer job? Or?
We don't know. I'm going to leave that open. You know,
Yeah.
right now he works for me. He helps me, and he's great with all that. That's everything's on the table. You know what I mean? He may get bored with it, or he may think it's the best thing because he thinks it's pretty cool now.
Yeah.
You know, and all his
Yeah,
friends do
yeah.
too. You know,
So we'll pivot back into sports.
Sure.
Favorite football team and player?
it is the Giants, and that's it. My favorite player growing up was Lawrence Taylor.
Yes.
And then
Freak.
And then afterwards, like looking back, like I always had an appreciation for Mark Bavaro, but I love Mark Bavaro, you know. And then
One of the most underrated
Yes.
tight ends too.
yeah, and then in the Eli era, my favorite players. This is so awkward. No one is a fan like this. David Deal is my favorite Giant.
Really?
Next to Strahan
Yeah.
too, but like David Deal, I love that guy. He's played every position on the offensive line, 6th-round draft pick, made a career out, you know,
Yeah.
and was a staple, a stud for them, you know.
Might be a Hall of Famer one day.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was actually a game where Mark Bavaro had his teeth knocked out, and he
Yes.
actually finished the game.
They don't make guys like
Yeah,
that.
They don't.
They
Yeah,
really
that
don't.
happened now. It's not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your favorite moment working on the truck or funniest moment?
Well, there's been a lot of characters over the years. The one was like I was year 1 or 2. It was early on, and I was in I think Apple Ridge, and I'm driving through, and I'm trying to like make a buck here, and some 2-year-old runs out of the house completely naked, you know. So and I slow down because there's a kid running towards the truck. You want obviously safety first, but you know that doesn't happen every day. That hasn't happened since, you know. So that was one. And then the mom came out and, you know, wrangled the kid or whatever and didn't buy any ice cream, I don't think, on that one. But, and then the years later at the Manasquan Fireman's Fair, like some young kid, 6, 7 years old, whatever, asked me, and I'm working, you know, and there's, you can't leave the truck unattended. And the kid just, you know, not having an awareness of the thing. He says, you know, Mr. Ice Cream Man, will you ride the roller coaster with me? You know, so that was kind of cute. You know, that was a cute.
Did you go on?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't shut down
And everybody
production.
steal all the ice cream.
Yeah.
It could have been
Free
a trick.
ice cream. Yeah, it could have been a ploy. Yeah, it could have
Yeah,
been,
yeah. Ocean's 11 for ice cream.
That's great.
What? So are they going to bring? I know we kind of talked
Yes.
about this. Are they going to bring Choco Tacos back, or that's dead in the water?
I have a theory about this.
Okay.
Now, this is completely out of my brain. There's no research. It's just optics. And hey, good is good. And when something's good, people are going to buy it. So I think what they did 2 years ago, they took it away, and I think they're going to create like more of a demand at some point. Bring it back so that they can sell, make it bigger, whatever, charge more, whatever they. But
Retro
I think they're just
comeback.
trying to make. I think they're just trying to like tease the
Yeah.
the public.
So you think it's all marketing?
I do.
Yeah.
I do because it's a great product. It was so good for us, you know. So,
And the last one, your handle, or where can people go to book a party or an event?
it's on Facebook, Peaches and Cream ice cream truck. Make sure it's the ampersand because I actually looked at it, and there's a Peaches and Cream something or else Peaches and Cream ice cream. So I'm the ampersand. So,
Okay.
And then Instagram is Peaches and Cream NJ, and then internet is peachesandcreamnj.com.
Coach, thanks for being on.
This is great. Man.
You're
This
actually
is
going to
fun.
stay on because
Yeah, Berkey
one of
can
your
head
old
over.
players is
Berkey,
coming up,
my
and then
man.
we're going to try to get Kyle
That's great.
on the conference call here. Do you want me to text Kyle? or-
Hey, what do you think about these? By the way?
Yeah, are they getting soft
give
enough?
it a try.
Oh, yeah, here we
Give it a
go.
Try. Yeah.
Ooh, mine's still pretty hard.
Is it really?
Mine is just perfect. So this is CVT.
Yeah, chocolate vanilla twist. That's the name of the truck out in L.A.
I when they do the pouches with kids, I always like, I'll have them every once in a while. They're good, right? And then, like the beats
this,
and the.
This is genius right here.
Yes.
Hello, you're on the air.
Oh yeah.
Hear me, boys?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Kyle Siegfried.
Here comes Brett. Hold on, let me get another shot of this.
What's up, man?
Kyle, can you hear me?
How are you? Good. Good. Do you tell Matt? I didn't tell Matt. Yeah, we told him. Okay.
Coach, I told Matty.
That's great. Right.
I just said give him a pep talk. He sounded a little nervous during the pregame.
This is amazing.
number 44 to 74.
That's it, baby. That's it. It's going back a long time, but that's
Yeah,
legit,
I gotta do
right?
one more before we
That's
get to
legit,
Bobby Show.
right? Did you get it?
Yes,
Did
it
you
was
get
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Caps had to give me some samples. Can I get a
Yeah,
sample?
sorry, I got nothing. I got
Yeah, I got Cap, for example.
I got dry ice for you. You want some dry ice you can
Nah,
play
don't worry
with?
about that.
You probably ordered this online, right? Or no? Oh, no, just through you.
Corner of the market,
Good
Southern
for you.
Monmouth County. I'm the
Listen,
guy.
You're the guy. You got the
We
fix.
gotta get Pietsch some swag here, Berkey. We got some DSF swag for Pietsch.
Hey, I was 2 years ago. I played it there, and you didn't have a double X. So I'm still trying to lose weight to get fit in the single X. I'm doing good too. I'm losing some pounds here.
Because of Pietsch, we've upped the order on double XLs.
Yeah, and apparently we had some double X's, but cousin Fred said they weren't the right double X's. So that was a whole nother conversation.
So we have back. You're our first repeat guest. Brett Burke, our first. No one forgets their first.
Happy to
right.
be back.
And we have president of the Bobby Scholl Foundation on the line, Kyle Siegfried, Ziggy. Welcome, guys. Brett, we'll start off with you. Why don't you take us through last Monday? You guys had the outing. We were there. It was fantastic. I'll let you roll from there.
Yeah, so last Monday we had our third annual Bobby Scholl Foundation golf outing. Lucked out. It was a great day. All 3 years we've had, early May you're kind of worried about the weather, but we lucked out with the weather, and this was probably the best. But, yeah, really from 10 a.m. through the night we had just a great day. Lunch followed by golf. We had 134 golfers, cocktail hour, and into the dinner. It was just a great day and evening, so we're very fortunate.
Food was really good. Both lunch and dinner. We're going to get to that. So I was excited to be a part of it. I know you had to work, but you came later. I loved handing out T-shirts with Kenny Hamill, and I think Kenny had the two funniest lines of the day, where this one older gentleman comes up, he signs up, he gets his shirt, and he goes, "Where's my golf bag? What do I do with my golf bag?" He goes, so Kenny's got a dry sense of humor, right? He's just totally deadpans it, and he goes, "Well, where'd you leave it last?" And then later he's talking to Ty Venice, who's another board member there, and he goes, "Hey, Ty, you know who's asking about you?" And Ty goes, "No, who?" He goes, "Absolutely no one."
That's great.
So, that was great. I was super impressed by the food, the hospitality. You guys ran a great show. The lobster dinner, I don't think anybody does that. The prime rib. It was a prime rib. I didn't see.
Yeah, it was prime rib
Yeah.
and lobster.
Lobsters were huge, by the way.
We've actually, Kyle and I have been fortunate enough to connect with a lot of people from the Boomer Esiason Foundation, people that have been involved outside of the Boomer Esiason Foundation, just involved in fundraising, like Make-A-Wish Foundation fundraising for years. And one of the things they've commented was like, well, maybe you scale back on the lobster. I'm like, well, we're not like paying more for lobster. That's just what Deal offers. And every outing I've been through, they have the lobster, the filet mignon, and everything. So it's just a great outing that I think they put on, and we're happy to have it there.
And shout out to Steve, who from Deal Country Club. I didn't get his last name, but he was super on everything. Did you get a chance to talk to him? He was the one who had the throwback Gatorades he was giving us.
Yes.
In the cans.
Yeah, no, everyone at Deal did a great job. From the individuals during the day, those helping us out with the golf carts, the putting contest, all through the night. It was a great day.
And you guys had two special guests, Lawrence Tynes and Zach Diassi. How was that?
It was great. I'll let Kyle.
Kyle. Those are your guys, right? Kyle, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah. So, Times was a special guest. Zach's a dear friend of mine, and unfortunately couldn't come last year, and stepped up to the table and offered to do the live auction. And he had texted me like Thursday before and said, "Hey, do you mind if my boy LT comes?" And I'm like, "Number 56?" But I said, "Absolutely." So, I think Times was actually, we found out later in the night, he was in town for the top 100 Giants. He was number 91. He said, "Oh, I've done a couple things." And he was they were like two of the first guys there. He said, do we need to sign autographs? Like, what exactly am I here for? I said, "You're here to play golf, buddy." They were great. It's pretty cool, actually, a Time story. I saw, if you look on the Bobby Scholl Foundation Instagram page, Times, I'm like, who's L42 Kicks or something? Times just responded like, "Great day." You got to look at him. I'm going to misquote it. "Great day. Can't wait to come back."
Love it.
Foundation. Well, it's just like I'm like, who's this? Yeah, I think it's someone we grew up with, right? Is that Rob Brewer? No, it's another kicker. It wasn't Coogan or Brewer, but it was Lawrence Thomas. I've got a new member of the foundation and the following, so it's great.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Zach, and he was funny. When he came up and did the auction, and he said to the crowd, because I'm a Jets fan, as everybody knows, and he says, this is the best time of the year for Jets fans. And then he's such a class act. He came and apologized. He says, "There's not apologize for it. I thought it was a great joke." I go, "Your dad, wasn't?" And then he played for the Jets, and he looks at me, and Cody saw him do this. He goes, "Yeah." He said it was the best 8 games of his life, and he kind of just held it there and let me figure out for myself what it was. Kyle, did you get who got Oakmont? Who was that? Because that was amazing bidding war for that, and that's an amazing was a foursome, right?
Yeah, it's a threesome, but it's hosting the 2025 U.S. Open and the famous Oakmont golf course outside of Pittsburgh. I don't know. I heard the ghost of Dave Suki might have won, but there's someone in his entourage that is splitting with him. It's undisclosed at this point, but there's someone there. The group of Greg Desrich and
oh yeah.
They're gonna be heading out there, that's gonna be a good one. But I mean, as much as Oakmont was, I think the bigger hit was that Zach belongs to Somerset, which he followed the great number 10 Eli Manning out there at Somerset Hills, which is a top 20 golf course in the United States, and he split that one for I think $2,300 a piece.
Yeah.
So we actually made more money on Somerset Hills thanks to our friend Zach. So that was pretty neat.
He did a lot better in the auction than I did. I've never done an auction before, but Zach was a cool customer.
He was pretty confident. He said, "I'm pretty good at this." I said, "All right, you're pretty good at a lot of things, so I'll take your word for it." But he definitely knew how to run the room. That's for sure.
So I got to ask you, Kyle. So you got the presidential look when it comes to this, right? You had the glasses on, the T-shirt, the pullover. It was a pleasure working with you this whole day. Cody and I were talking about this off air. I don't think I did so well. I could take constructive criticism quite well. I don't think I emceed to the best of my abilities, and I know you're going to be honest with me. So I want to hear your critique.
Just a general critique. There's you're back. We have, as far as I know, Brett hasn't hired anyone else.
I might be looking now. I'm just kidding.
I think you probably could have laced into me a little more. That's what I was trying to tell Zach. I'm like, the crowd loves this. I can only make fun of Nick Jones so many times. You have to come up with some better material to make fun of me. So you got to make fun of the look, the glasses. I've been hearing. I can give you a lot better material to make fun of me. And,
yes.
And I think it will get the crowd moving. But as far as I know, and we haven't had our follow-up board meeting, I believe the Smith and Shields contingent will be back at the Bobby Scholl Foundation golf outing next year.
Well, we love to be there, and we love volunteering, and we're going to work on some shtick, and hopefully Cody could get off, and we could really work on this.
Maybe we won't have our script written on our hand,
Yeah, I was really nervous.
Interesting.
I never even went to any of those jokes. The only joke I went to was a joke about you.
Off.
Yeah, I swear. I did. The only joke, and I thought you were sore at me, Kyle, but I'm glad you weren't. The only joke I made was the next, when I introduced Kyle, I said, this next guy, when he walks in the room, you got to kiss the ring, but unfortunately the ring's in his back pocket. So that was my little Rodney Dangerfield joke.
No, I like that.
That was a good one. All right, so we're going to, for some reason I was nervous, but hopefully we'll have Cody next year, and if you guys want to have us back, we'll do a better job. Absolutely. Big thing that happened also that we didn't talk about when Brett was here a couple months ago was the IVF program. You want to speak on that, Kyle? That they just yeah.
Yeah, so for any that follows in social media, I think we have that full video posted from last year's golf outing when Boomer roasted me, because I said, I think I introduced him by saying, "Come on up, Boomer," and he got to let me know how much that meant to him, that I didn't really introduce. I thought everyone knew him in the crowd, but on a whim, he he made the first Boomer Esiason IVF grant, which is in Rob's name. So the Bobby Scholl Foundation IVF grant is something that will happen every year. So we have our first family, which Bob Plansker, their president, spoke about at our golf outing. But each individual year there'll be 8 embryos, and one of them will have a small committee, which will right now be comprised of Steve Scholl, myself, and our CS survivor on our board, Large Car 4, and Brett. And we'll pick a family. They'll give us a profile, and we will, we'll get to pick that, and then hopefully, we have an embryo that makes it through, and each individual year, we'll have someone, hopefully a child in Rob's honor. And
That's amazing.
Just more backstory for people that don't understand that with CF, and it's something that, unfortunately, later on in life, Rob and I talked about, Steve spoke about, and Brett, and all his friends knew about it. Folks with CF, don't have the, for the most part, it's 99.9% are impotent as males, or, on both sides, females as well that are CF can have children. So it takes a procedure, or IVF, or, something of that nature in order for them to have children. So it's really something that's special. And I know it's meant a real lot to us, and I know for Steve, Lauren and Jess and the whole show contingent has meant so much to them, and it's just another way we can honor Rob and his legacy. And I know how much his nieces and nephews meant to him, and it's something else that we can again carry on his name, and it's just it's really special.
How cute was Steve's kid coming up there? You should actually get him to do the emceeing.
Lions the best.
Yeah, he was great.
Did a great job.
Amen.
Brett, there's a rumor on the street that there's a possible event in the fall, a possible 5K. Is that confirmed?
Yes, that's what we're. That's the next thing we're working on. The help of Cody here and you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to get something going in the town to get another. First 3 years the golf outing's been our main fundraising event, but we are looking to have another, not as big as maybe the golf outing, but something else to keep the foundation's name out there, and the contributions to make to cystic fibrosis, as well as youth sports within the town to keep that going. So we are in talks with that, and Cody's going to be a big part of that, and you guys are as well. So hopefully we'll have more information about that coming out in the future.
That'd be great, and it's I'm thinking in this sense. Golf outing, you get a few women out there, but with 5K, you're going to get a lot more women. They're going to be exposed to this.
Yeah,
that's going to be huge too. Yep. Shout out to your wife. She was spectacular last Monday.
Yeah, she does a great job. She helps out every year, and she's always looking to help.
Yeah, shout out to her. And the Springles too. The Springles were great. They were holding down the putting with Kyle. A little drama at the end there. Who won the putting contest? Kyle.
I actually don't know. I was frustrated at that point.
So we had 13 contestants.
Family drama there. So we,
Oh, did you? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but I don't know actually who won, but
it was a whole to do, right, Brett? It was like
you try and set the whole putting contest, right?
Yeah.
You try and set it up where you don't want too many people to make it, but you want at least a few people to make it. So we had 13 people make it. So we thought it was, and the course actually sets up the contest putt. So, all right, we relied on them.
Relied on them, yeah.
We had 13 people make it.
Yeah, some good putters out there.
When we set up, all right, once everyone plays golf, you have the cocktail hour. We call everyone back out. Now, all right, these 13 people are going to have a putt off. So we set up a putt where, all right, again, you think out of 13 people, maybe 1 or 2 make it, and then everyone else is eliminated. But nobody made it. So we went through another time. Nobody made it. So, the whole, what Kyle and I have learned the whole thing throughout the day is you want to keep it moving and get in.
Yeah.
So, like you have, all right, now we're sitting out there at the putting contest, and you got 26 people have just putted, and then now we got to do it all again. So, but luckily the third time we shortened the putt, and we got a
So
champion.
sank it,
But
the downhill putt.
Well, we made it down. We made it a downhill putt. It was a lot easier. over much yelling back and forth between Mr. Burke and my cousin Fred. Mr. Burke said, "I bet you $1,000." By the time I walked away, the putt was done, and we were on to the reception. They were cutting into our time at that point.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It'll be a downhill putt next year, that's for sure.
Okay, downhill putt. We like that. So one more time, handle, where could people reach you for donations, volunteering? Obviously, with the 5K coming up, hopefully in the fall, how can they reach you guys?
Yeah, so on Facebook, we're at just Bobby Scholl Foundation. And then, Instagram at Bobby Scholl Foundation. We're just we're very grateful of where we've gotten to at this point after 3 years. Kyle and I have started this 3 years ago, and just really to remember Rob Scholl.
That's right.
Everything that's come after that is a blessing, and we just want to continue to be able to help people. But we never want to lose sight of the fact that why we started it. And just to remember Rob, remember how much he meant to us, how much he meant to so many people in this town, and and his friends and family. And so we just want to continue to see where can we take it. We just want to continue to grow it and and make it as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys are raising money for an incredible cause, but it was just so nice to see everybody you went to high school with come out and remember Rob. Like Mikey Jusko was there, all these Nick Jones. You're talking about Nick Jones, all these guys, and just to catch up and for a good cause. I mean, there's nothing more you could ask for in that context.
Yeah, no. And just to add to that, we do have BobbySchollFoundation.org is now set up thanks to Brett's brother Timmy. So that's we'll have our board up there soon, but we have Rob's story there and a way to donate. And just to top off what Brett says, I mean, everyone that was there made it really easy for us. I mean, I think selfishly for a lot of us, this is a day we want and need to get back to those times with Rob and reminisce. But people that step up every year, and I highlighted some, but you think of all of our major sponsors. I mean, between City Pine and Bob's Express and Sean Keegan and Corey Gross at Solar Landscape, Dickie Hyde, I'm forgetting a lot of people, but they just, I don't have to ask, right? We had the golf filled up mid-January with very little marketing.
Wow.
So that's not only a testament to our community, it's showing how much Rob meant to all of us, because, people come out and they want to be there. And, I said it in jest at the thing, how Jones texts me about a week before every year and says that the greatest day of the year. And we love making fun of Jones, but that's the reality. It is, for a lot of us. And I think the day after is usually the best for me, so I can sit back and, think about it. This year, thanks to Tommy and Cody and a lot of the volunteers, I got to enjoy it a lot more than I usually do. But, it really is it's really easy, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be up there and to, carry on Rob's legacy.
Kyle, did you take off the next day, that Tuesday?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I put on my away message. I mean, I the outing. I probably was on the phone more than usual, but in a good way.
What is this, AOL Instant Messenger?
Yeah, is that your AIM account?
I am out of the office today. Please refer to my secretary, Brett Burke.
Either of you guys can answer this. Anything going on next week in terms of Bobby Scholl, or no?
Well, we're still bean counting here. We're not exactly a corporation, right? So we're still tallying up the money. But one of our board members, and the first 2 years, who spoke, Marge Garfora, who's been an honoree for the Boomer Esiason Foundation a couple times over, and had the opportunity to connect with Rob, years back after I met her at an event, has been our biggest cheerleader, and she's going to be speaking. The rumor has it at the Boomer and Geo live show at DJ's next Friday, and the other rumor I heard is that they'll be letting Boomer know how much the Bobby Scholl Foundation's giving as well. So
that's great. That's a great plug.
Yeah, so for any out there that are fans of Boomer and Geo, and we're obviously a little biased to Boomer because he's stand up as they come, and he just was out of town this year. He went out of his way to say, hey, what else can I do? Brett and I rode with him the day before. Believe it or not, we rode 40 miles to the Burrows in the rain. That's a true story. I have pictures to prove it.
How are your legs feeling? Are they back?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I'm not exactly in good
How
shape at any time at this point.
How do you feel, Brett? You back? You back
Yeah,
in on?
I'm all right,
Yeah, you're good.
Surprising, I was better.
Yeah, but
Okay. I'm going to try to stop by in the morning.
Yeah, if you don't, contact Wall News Podcast or the Bobby Schull Foundation social, and we'll send you a shirt and come out strong because
Nice.
I'm hearing some rumors about us bringing a contingent next Friday morning. So
Well, I know Cody and his wife are going to be there.
We go every year. It's one of the best days of the
100%.
year.
I think I'm going to go.
I'm gonna try to go too.
Yeah, I actually don't have work. I have somewhere I have to be later in that day, but I want to go so bad. So I hope to see you guys there.
We're that crazy that we actually get a sitter for the whole day.
I love
We're there
it.
for
You
all
gotta
3
have
shows
listen.
until
You
5
have
p.m.
3 kids under what? 7? 3 kids under? How's Caden?
7, 5, and 3.
Yeah, you got to have that day.
Just
It's
one
got to
day.
be your
It's
day.
our one day a year. Where we
Yeah,
just
you got to
cut
do it,
loose.
and it's for a good cause. And the Bobby Schull contingent's coming out, and that's the most important thing. So, and I got the vest. I got the vest you guys gave me, so I'm going to wear that. I thought I looked pretty good in the vest. So, Brett, we did hang fire with you the first time.
Yeah.
So,
off the hook.
you're off the hook on this one. So, Kyle, you're hang fire, and Cody's going to do that.
So, Kyle, real quick, what was your favorite moment from last Monday? And if you have one from the 5-borough bike tour, too, or a funny moment, let us know.
yeah, from last Monday, it's too many to go through. So I think I just highlighted a couple, and thanks to everyone for being there. Seeing everyone was just fantastic. Hearing from Steve every year, I think the one comment he made selfishly was that about Mrs. Schull saying that Rob had the best friends in the world, and she was right. I was like, oh, that Mama Schull was pretty smart. But no, in all seriousness, everything about Monday was great. But the 5-borough bike tour, I mean, Brett hung with me for about 20 miles, and then he rode his chick bike about 5 miles in front of me. I froze up on the BQE.
True story. I had a woman's.
Quads cramped in Rob's memory. The kid that used to, I think he got cramps every football game ever. So that was pretty memorable. But yeah, and then getting razzed by Boomer when I came in, as everyone already was about 3 beers deep and 2 slices of pizza in, as I lumbered into the room about 45 minutes later than everyone else. So that was really memorable.
That's great.
Did you catch up with the beer total?
Oh, absolutely. Going to the electric chair.
So, Kyle, for those who don't know, who's your favorite NFL team?
The New York Football Giants.
Oh, baby.
There you go.
Do you have any stories that you can share for us that you spoke with Lawrence Tynes and Zach Diassi?
Yeah, can I just cut in real quick? Did Diassi say you guys used to drink out there in Summit, Jersey? Did I hear that right, Kyle?
We still did. I was at a
Oh, God. But is that how you met him, out drinking? Like at bars? Like,
in Hoboken originally. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say we were in a social situation.
yeah, you know what I meant. You go out, you're in your 20s, you're going out for some pops,
Yeah. No. He lives in Summit. I was at his 40th birthday on Friday, and he had Justin Tuck, Eli Manning, you name it, at the Elks Club.
Wow.
Eli.
It was pretty fun this fall. But yeah, my favorite story. I would never really talk to Tynes about it, but I asked Diassi to tell this story, and I think since Coach Pietsch is on, I'll
There we
do
go.
this one. So if you know his father, they're
Yes.
the only father-son to ever win a Super Bowl together, and his father was won a Super Bowl for the same team. His father was a starting inside linebacker for the Giants. It was 1989. He said his dad wraps up a guy in the backfield. He's an inside linebacker, 3-4 defense. He's starting Mike, and he hears Bill Belichick yelling at him, and he gets on the sidelines. Yeah, the guy breaks the tackle. He gets on the sidelines, and Bill Parcells tells Bill Belichick, "Tell Steve what his job is." Steve, who's sitting next to you? And he's like, "Lawrence, Pepper, Carl." He's like, no. Thoroughbred. And he pointed at Steve and said, "Donkey."
That's fantastic.
That's my favorite Diassi family story.
So, real quick, we got a couple more for you before we let you go. What's your favorite Rob story?
Whew, can't say many of those on the air.
Are we FCC regulated?
That
Nope.
will remain nameless between some combination of Dower, Hamill, Brett, Rob, Steve, and I. But actually, the first time I met Rob, and I shared this, I think Pietsch was at Rob's memorial, I believe.
Great story coming up. This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an interesting introduction to Rob. Moved here in second grade from Middletown, which obviously became our biggest rival, and I was coming from, my family knew Barnes and, Galos and all these guys, so it became a whole story in itself. But I was greeted by a fist in the Old Mill playground just because I think I stole the ball from Rob and pick up basketball. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that first met Rob with his right hand. But we became friends after that. But I got a shot to the face from Rob Scholl in second grade. About a month into Old Mill School. Welcome to Wall Township, brother.
The mean streets of Wall.
Yeah, and then we became, Rob and I, and Tyler Venice became, the center of the offensive line. Brett was our fullback, believe it or not. We just never grew after seventh grade.
Last one for you, Kyle. Where do you see the Bobby Scholl Foundation in 5 years?
Where do we see it? Yeah, we don't really have much of a vision. It's all about just continuing to, share Rob's story. Brett said we've been pretty lucky to have folks in the Boomer Esiason Foundation, Make-A-Wish Foundation, that are professional fundraisers that say, hey, just don't lose that. And what I want in 5 years is that we still have the same people at the events.
Yep.
We have, celebrities and folks like Boomer and, we talk about the Odyssey and Times being there, but that's not what this is about. What I want this to continue to be is, a place we get to share Rob's story, continue his legacy, and of course make an impact. Cystic fibrosis being our main part of the mission, but local youth sports initiatives in Wall Township is, obviously that was something near and dear to Rob. So I just think it's maybe there's some bigger checks we'll write, but to continue to keep in our DNA why we're there. This is not a platform to us to, advertise or make it something that it's not. So I hope we're back. We're still at Deal Golf Club, and we have the same 134 golfers, and we just get to say, hey, got a couple more corporate sponsors, and we're doubling the money we're giving back, but more that we're all smiling and we're having this conversation 5 years from now. So.
Love it, Kyle. Thanks so much for being on the show. Brett, you too. We're going to do some local news.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Bobby Scholl Foundation, our first, not our last. We'd love to have you guys back when the 5K is up and running. And that's going to be a big thing, too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kyle. Take care.
All right, so local news. We were talking about this off air. So right now, Coach Stefanski is the leader, guest leader, with 2,500 views. And guess what? He is now
a state champion once again.
State champion with his boys, and they're going to get. He's going to come on with Senna, right, soon?
Yes, that was the plan. I spoke to him earlier today, and either next week or the week after he's coming in.
Shout out to Stefanski and the team. Congratulations to those guys. I was telling Coach Pietsch off the air, I wish we get to watch these guys. All right, we got to watch you play. We're going to go to the baseball game tomorrow. Why can't we watch the golfers? I know Stefanski wants it that way, but I would just love to watch. I would go to every match.
We should at least live stream it.
Yeah,
or something.
at least watch 9 holes. I'm sure it's a long day, but shout out to those guys for being state champs. Shank Strong update for Landon Shanklin, May 16th, which is tomorrow's day of prayer at St. Mark's Catholic Church in Seagirt. So 7:30 a.m. Stop in there, say a couple prayers, say 10 prayers for Landon Shanklin. Shanklin right now going through his thing, but he's going to be stronger than ever when he comes through this. We're praying for you, buddy. We're hoping a very, very speedy recovery for you. And then last night,
Meatball Gala.
How do you feel today?
It was good. I had the right amount of meatballs last night. So I'm supposed to guess how many you had, right?
So, yeah. So first off, it was what, 25 you wanted me to eat?
Yes.
And that was dumb. That was dumb on my part. I should have put the line at 15. That was 15. I think would have been more doable. So with that said, how do you think I ate? How many I ate?
Once I saw Joe's meatball, it was the size of my fist. I said he's not going to come anywhere close.
Yeah, they weren't the little Swedish meatballs. They weren't. Nope.
I'm going to say you did 11.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Close.
Less?
9. I did 9.
Wow.
Yeah, I did 9. Took a lot of Tums last night. I feel pretty good today, though.
Yeah.
But the Meatball Gala, you guys, the Wall Alliance puts it on. It's fantastic. It was a lot of fun. They had this guy, Zach Alexander, come and luck be a lady tonight. Yeah. He was doing all the Rat Pack stuff. and Cody got me in as a judge, which was spectacular.
Yep.
So now I have apple pie judge and meatball judge. So if anybody listening, you need a judge, I'm putting this on my resume. I will eat whatever it takes. I want to keep this rolling. But it was a great event.
It was. Just a shout out to Kristen Myler. She's been the Alliance coordinator for, I believe, 20 plus years now. And she just, she does a lot of hard work that goes into that, talking to the restaurants, the venue, all the fundraising, everything that goes into that. So. And
then you had Marie O'Connell and Mary Lynn Moore. So I got a chance to talk to lovely ladies.
Yes.
We told them we could get them on the show for next year because they did get this is the first one they had in a while since COVID, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's been about a 5-year hiatus. So they always wanted to bring it back because it was a big event. So this was the first year back.
First year back, and we'll get them on so we plug them. Joe's Pizzeria on what was that, 35, right? They won. They won People's Choice, yeah. And I thought the coolest meatballs, though, were they had a Big Mac meatball. So the meatball that tasted exactly like a Big Mac, which was really cool. And that was them, right? That was Joe's. Yes. And who did this? Spinach and Gorgonzola. That was another good one. That might not have been them, but that was fantastic, too. So Meatball Gala, fantastic stuff. Hope they do it next year. We'll plug them. We'll get them on. It'll be great. Love Parker, another guest. Lindsay Meehan.
This weekend.
I can't think of her maiden name. I want to say it. No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it on the air. I'm just going to embarrass myself. Hopefully she'll text. If she's listening, she'll text me her maiden name. I can't think of it. But that's going down Sunday.
Yes.
9 a.m.
I will be there.
You'll be there. I'll be there 8 a.m. for volunteers. We'll be there 9 a.m. Dress in your superhero costume. I got to go to Target and get a Spider-Man zip up.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll do that or something like that.
Should be a great event as long as the weather holds out.
Great event. Just like I heard this weekend, great event. Trump in Wildwood, 100,000 people in a state that is bluer than the Caribbean.
Yeah, it was a big crowd.
That was crazy, right? You went a couple years ago, right?
I did. I went in 2020.
Was there 100,000 people? I know it was COVID and stuff.
It was indoors and it was cold.
And it was cold.
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty cold this weekend, too.
It is.
And then we were talking about this. LT was there, baby. What? That's a great endorsement. He's like, I'll never vote Democrat again. We're going to go to the game today. Baseball team got rained out. This has been a terrible May. Very rainy. Let's see if Brett likes this. They've won 6 in a row. 11 out of the last 12.
Yeah, I was at the game Monday.
You went to Monday's game?
Yep.
Who'd they play Monday?
Took the boys there. Brick Memorial. Nice win. They were down. I got there. They were down 2-0, and they came back. 1-6-4.
Getting hot at the right time. Right.
They were trailing in the Mascon game, too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and beat Squan, too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's about.
Like to hear that.
John Weaver said the best quote about it. He said, "Any day that Wall beats Manasquan is a good day in my book." He was the former superintendent. He goes back a couple years.
Yeah.
But that quote still holds true,
Wow. Absolutely. And then we'll go a little sports, New York sports. Knicks win with the G League team, which we talked about at the top of the show here.
All backups.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson's a dog. I love Josh Hart. He's my favorite. He's only this season he was only averaging 9 points a game, and I don't believe he was a starter until everybody started getting hurt. Right. So shout out to Josh Hart, also an Eagle Scout, and then you also had Miles McBride who had 17 points. So big comeback win for the Knicks. Statement game. Hopefully they could close out. Well, let's see if the Rangers. I guess they're both on Friday, right? Do you know, Brett? Are they both Friday?
Rangers are tomorrow.
Rangers are tomorrow, and then Knicks are Friday. Okay.
And then Game 7s would be Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. So, I mean, I would love for them to close out before the weekend. That'd be a huge celebration.
Are you going to either one of them? You've gone to how many so far?
I've only went to one. I went to Caps Rangers Game 1. I have a deal in place with Dave Middleton, who's a huge Ranger fan. He's my ticket hookup, but he's going to be in Greece. So good luck to him trying to watch the Rangers in Greece. I don't know how that's going to work.
Maybe the first priority.
Yeah. And it's his baby moon too. So I mean,
wow.
But his wife's sweet. I think she would say if you could find the game, you could watch it. But he's got to be freaking out right now. He didn't. So my brother's band played at Joe's Surf Shack on Saturday. Spot. They did a happy hour. I went over there, and a lot of Rangers fans in there. And Dave is so superstitious that he wouldn't come because they didn't have the sound on.
Ooh.
And they lost anyway, and I said, hey, that doesn't matter.
That's true.
And that's it. That's all I got. And then Friday, I'm getting my wisdom teeth out, guys.
Oh my God!
So
You
I
still
might
have yours?
I still have them. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So
You know what's good for that?
what?
Ice cream.
Yes, and you know what? I got to get your number off air, Coach, because I might be. You might be my supplier.
That's it. That's
You
it.
know, I'll be like, yo, can I get some of that CVR?
Oh yeah, you're gonna be hurting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna sound weird on the air next week. Hopefully, I don't hit a nerve and I get start sounding like this.
Yeah.
I actually had 5. I had
You
like
had 5?
I had a baby one that was like up in my sinuses. So yeah,
They're just doing 2, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But so I might sound a little different next Wednesday.
nice.
Yeah, that's all I got. What do you got?
That's it. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Great movie. Good night and good luck. Thanks to our guests. We'll see you next Wednesday.